I'm Nicoline van Harskamp. I work as an artist. I'm based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. My work is usually to do with the spoken word, and I write scripts. And the scripts are for actors to go on video or to do live staging, so live performance. All of my works use the spoken word, and I represent that in video, film, and in live performance. And they're usually done in the context of contemporary art. And right now there's an installation of 6 of my videos at the Project Art Center. And they are all to do somehow with the English language. If you would think the amount or the number of people who speak English today and see how much change they can bring into the language, how much they can affect the language, it's actually quite a miracle that English still sounds so much the same. And so in all my work I try to, or the works that are currently on show at the Project Art Center, I try to show how this process of change can be speeded up. So I kind of fast forwarded the future of the English language as I would like it to be. And I presented that in the final work called Pidgin or PDGN. And in this language you hear 3 women speak an English that is no longer really recognizable as English, although you might hear traces of English. I did works to do with translation, to do with phonetics, like how things are pronounced, and with syntax, with how sentences are built, how creoles exist, so how mixtures of languages appear when children are raised in a mixed language environment, new languages appear, and the same is true for all sorts of Englishes, so to speak. And all these different works is actually a series that come together under the title Englishes. And PAC is an exhibition of 5 of these works that are shown as a sequence. And the closing work, which is called PDGN, which is a work set in a future where 3 women actually speak a language that could be sort of, this is a kind of a proposal for what English could be in the future. If we think about the worst thing that could happen with English, is that it will remain sort of standardized and everyone will have to speak in a certain way, and it will become a marker of status, and people will have to invest a lot of effort and money into acquiring a certain accent, for example. But in the best possible way, it's kind of a language that people can use and can sort of freely develop using the other languages at their disposal. But I was invited here, I think, because the status of English here, of course, is very different than the status of English in a native English-speaking country or in, say, a European country, in that there are different languages in use here, and so I'm talking to a lot of different people about how these 2 languages relate. And also the new project I'm working on, that I'm researching right now, is to do with a very particular type of word in any language, and it's the proper name. So people's first name usually, or first and second name, or whatever variation of name order people have in different cultures. Because names are language, but they're also aesthetic tools. They're poetic, but they're also very hard markers of identity when you try to cross a border. They are now markers of all sorts of social media identities as well. And so they are becoming actually more important. And so in the new work, I'm going to look at different sort of naming systems and different issues related to names here in Ireland, but also in other countries. And also think about how names can be translated and if they can be translated. And obviously in Ireland that's been really interesting, because a lot of the place names, original Irish language place names, have been at some point translated to English, famously, and then retranslated back to Irish. So there's some amazing stories about how language relates to names, and Ireland is a perfect place for that. So that's what I'm working on here.